Welcome to Sly Roxtar for your monthly zodiac reading. If you are new to my channel, we do our readings by Significator. This reading is for Capricorn and late Sag, the Queen of Pentacles. If this reading does not resonate with you and you're a late Capricorn, go head over and check out the King of Swords, which might resonate with you. All right, let's go. March 2022, Queen of Pentacles. What's going on with the Queen of Pentacles, March 2022? Queen of Pentacles, March 2022. Good. March 2022, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, stop there. Right in the center, what's going on? Six of Pentacles. Beautiful card, represents beauty. The sixes, and this is all about abundance. I mean, this is just about giving, receiving, having so much that you give, and also give in the right way. Give without expecting to receive, and give where the help is most beneficial and needed. So you are feeling like really good. You just have a bunch of abundance, and you are offering what you can to help others. So you are recycling those gifts from the universe, and that is what it's all about. That's what the universal energies like to see, and it will bring more and more abundance to you so that you can redistribute it fairly. An obstacle you might encounter this month. Strength 8, Leo. This is about not forcing your will. This is about balancing. Balancing force, balancing strength, balancing softness. It's not weakness. It's just tranquility and that even mood. So we don't get to be friends with this lion by forcing ourselves on it. It's really about just that peace, inner peace, and that balance of will and strength and receptivity and kindness. Over top the Six of Pentacles, it might have something to do with not being taken advantage of. So that's the sense I'm getting, but we still have a lot more cards to come out. So as you receive abundance, make sure that when you do recycle, when you do give back, that you are not being exploited, and that the gifts that you're offering are being used in just ways, that they are not then turning around and using the pure, high, good energy for destructive matters. Like I said, a lot more cards. Where is this all coming from? Root, base, foundation. Ace of Cups in reverse. So you have a gift here. You have a gift. You have abundance. You have just so much good stuff coming in through you, to you, at you, and you recognize that in order to benefit from this the most, that you genuinely want to give back and improve somebody else's life, somebody else's ability. You really do. And again, strength. Right over top, Ace of Cups in reverse. Be sure that you're not giving more than you can handle. Also, examine your own motives, right? They say there's no such thing as a purely selfless act. And that's because when we give, when we help others, we also receive. It makes us feel good, and it makes us appreciative, grateful, and therefore we are also receiving by giving. And with this Ace of Cups here in reverse, just make sure that you are not overextending yourself and that you are not being taken advantage of. Once again, a lot more cards. Fading out. Three of Cups. Okay, so maybe you actually did realize that there were people around you who did not have your best interests, who were just sort of taking, or maybe you just need some time for yourself. Maybe it has nothing to do with the motives of others, but you have had a lot of social interaction. There have been a lot of people around you, and you are now coming back home to yourself a little bit more. This extremely exuberant, joyous, carefree, sort of, I don't know why the Three of Cups sometimes reminds me of the Midsummer Night's Dream, just like this total fantasy party, that is fading away. So you have been in that place and maybe you gained a lot from it, but something started to drain you emotionally there, and that's leaving. Coming in. Death in reverse, Scorpio. So there's definitely a lesson you need to learn here, and there's something that rather than letting go of, because this is all about the Phoenix, Scorpio, death and rebirth, this is, because it's in reverse, I get the sense that there is something that you need to come back to. Just like I was saying, something in yourself, something that maybe a shadow side that in this sort of ethereal fantasy party world you were able to dismiss for a while. That's still there though, and the gift this month is that you are able to come back to those things and sit with them, examine them, and feel how they make you who you are. Death there are a lot of completion of a cycle cards in the tarot. This one is the cycle. This one is the cycle. It's not completion of a cycle. It is because it contains that, but it's also the beginning of the cycle, the middle of the cycle. Here in reverse, there is something in this current cycle that you need to revisit, to examine, to learn from, to embrace. Energy moving towards you this month. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Hold center. This is just about coming back to you. How do you handle the fluctuations in your life? How do you handle the abundance? How do you handle the lack? And it's a contracting, right? So Jupiter is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, and it's expansion, and it's party, and it's a really, really big card that just sort of goes out from the center and turns the wheel. And death in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, this is a contraction. This is coming back into yourself. This is about taking all of those things that have sort of been scattered and spread and grown almost too big before it bursts. And that's what I'm getting here with the Death card. Three of Cups fading out. All of these cards. 6, Strength, Ace of Cups. It's really time to bring it in a little closer. That's very clear. So with all these cards, and there's still more, but with all these cards out here, there has been this unbelievable period of expansion, and in order that that balloon does not burst, you have to start to contain it a little bit more this month. You've been out there having grand old time, and the party doesn't have to stop, just it has to get a little bit smaller. How do you see yourself in this situation? Justice in reverse, Libra. Justice can be about trusting yourself. It can be about trusting yourself. It can relate to legal matters, but that's the wisdom of the Justice card. That is the, justice is there because this card has the credentials. It has the ability to make fair, just calls. And you, with this Justice in reverse, you definitely feel that you are left or right of center. You aren't holding that line, and therefore you don't even see yourself as capable of making the right decisions here. You have been overextending yourself. Six of Pentacles right here in the center of the spread with the cards around it. There's something that you've been gaining from overextending that isn't on the level. And it's great, and it's big, and it's generous. It's not bad. It's just that it has made you lose touch with your own core values, who you are, what you truly want. It also it can allow for people to value you for the wrong reasons. It can also allow for sort of like those people to latch on who are just there for the wrong reasons. And maybe that's what this Justice definitely seems like it. This Justice card is doing here is that you no longer know who you're surrounding yourself with. That might be why you're cutting the herd, Three of Cups, fading out. So you recognize that there are other entities around you that you don't know if they have good intentions or bad intentions. You don't, not even intentions, just what are they gaining from the situation? Do they value you for you or because of what you've been giving to them? And are they just takers? Your environment, the Moon in reverse. Okay, so you've strayed a little bit away from the path. And that's fine because the Moon is here and that's the path. You can see Moon upright, that path. And sure, it can be lies, deception, deceit, all of that, but especially when it is in reverse. But it's also about the awakening to your higher self, getting closer to source energy. And here, your environment is definitely saying that, yeah, you've strayed from the path a little bit, and there is deception around you. And there are people who aren't being honest and forthright and showing you who they truly are. And if this is what you need as confirmation for a suspicion you've had, Justice in reverse across from the Moon in reverse, I mean, you know something's off here, you just don't know what, or maybe you do know what and you don't want to admit it. This is your wake-up call. Trust your intuition, trust those voices, getting back to yourself. Strength, balance that strength. Sure, be a little bit more forceful, or be a little, I'm getting the sense you don't need to be any softer, but yes, if this is the wake-up call you need, sure, your suspicions are absolutely correct. Something is off. Your environment is not what it seems, or somebody in your environment is not what it seems, and it is preventing you from opening the doors to that greater awareness. Okay, moving on. Hopes and fears in this situation. mean, Nine of Swords. So this is keeping you up at night. I mean, yeah, this leans more towards those, you know, suspicions, paranoia. You don't want to be right. And because of the position of this card, what I'm getting is you really have been wrestling with yourself like, no, it's just me. I overdid it. I couldn't be right about that or that person or that situation. You know what? I'll feel better. I'll just forget about it in the morning. And then you're exhausted because you've been tossing and turning all night thinking about it. You really don't want to acknowledge, or maybe you have acknowledged it and you just don't want it to be true. Like, you really are hoping that it's all in your head, that this light that's been on this situation is just off, and that it's all is well and good. But it's not. And it's causing you a lot of mental anguish, acknowledging that it is off and acknowledging that you don't need this in your life. It's really going to help relieve some of that anxiety. It's going to help you sleep better at night. I mean, how valuable is this situation or this person or this taker? How valuable are they to you? I mean, sure, it might reflect on, there is no such thing as a purely unselfish act. Find somebody else to give it to, somebody who really actually appreciates it, not just says that they do, who does good with what you give them. And then when they do and they have abundance, they remember you and give back. And that's the cycle. Death in reverse, right? That's the cycle you want to be in. Not Justice in reverse, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Moon in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. No. Six of Pentacles right in the center. That's where you want to be. Overall, no, immediate potential outcome. Knight of Swords. Last third Aries, first 2/3 Gemini. Now, if this is a person, I would say this might be your aha moment. If this is a person, it could be that that's the person you're dealing with. It could also be that the potential immediate outcome is that you hear this reading or you see something and you Knight of Swords them. You just chop it out, make your decision, and move on fast. Knights are fast. Knight of Pentacles, exception. But in general, Knights are super fast. And with this Knight of Swords, I mean, for better or for worse, this Knight of Swords makes decisions. This could be you. It could also be last third Aries, first 2/3 Gemini, if that's somebody that you're dealing with. Greater, larger, universal forces beyond your control. Three of Wands. Expansive. Looking out, there are other opportunities out there, and this is also about heading into the unknown. So I think this resonates with like pretty much everyone right now. There's a lot out there that we don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty, and all we can do is prepare and set our sights on where we want to go and begin that journey, or set our sights on what we want to come to us and wait patiently for it to manifest. Larger universal forces. Greater overall clarification for the reading. Eight of Wands in reverse. Yeah. So Eight of Wands doesn't have any people in it. And that's because those wands are just moving so fast that it's just blowing by everything. Everything else is blurry. So this is about slowing it down. Larger clarification for the reading, right? Just slowing it down and also missing the mark a little bit. Those 8 of Wands, when they hit, and they're super accurate. When they're in reverse, we might be moving just too quickly and not taking our time to aim. And I have a feeling that's what's going on here. And again, just missing the mark. Not taking your time to really focus before you fire. Overall, larger potential outcome. The 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so we have a little bit more work to do, don't we all? It's also about working with others, sure. It's about forming something stable. Forming something stable, and it's the beginning. So I have a feeling whatever's been going on here with these people or situations that haven't been on the up and up, that haven't been serving you to your best interest, it's time to begin again. And not completely over. You do have some things that you've learned. You have, your Death card here in reverse. So it's not over. It's not time to start again. It's just time to get back to work. Time to get back to work. Time to start learning and progressing and growing and maybe even saving a little bit. But planning, making a plan, and really starting to move forward with diligence. That is what I have for you, Queen of Pentacles. Thank you so much for joining me. If this reading, again, did not resonate with you, head on over. King of Swords, if you are a late Capricorn. I am changing the structure of daily readings, but I will be back with some more here at Sly Roxtar.